originally from Egypt, coming from a small town near the Cairo capital, was called Hilwan. It is the north of the capital with the 30 kilometers. And I came actually from a big family. We are 11 children, brother and sister, and it was two died during, this when they're born, and we are in the end nine.
Ahmed Hamad enjoyed a privileged upbringing, and with it the trappings of a wealthy lifestyle. But fate played a cruel joke on the Hamad family, and life took a tragic turn. In the blink of an eye, they lost everything.
I really live a little bit of this luxury life. My father, and he was really having maybe 4, 5, 6 car at home, maybe many servant, and cook, and we have a huge house. I remember it was 18 rooms in this time. So we have really, I remember my good time, good life. We've been going with my father, we're shopping, we go for summer, for traveling. My father, he was a big contractor, and he owned a lot of capital and asset from his grandfather as well. And we came in 1952 in this revolution in Cairo, and we've been privated, and we've been took everything from us, and we've been really living in very low standard of life.
Ahmed's father was away on a business trip when the terrible news reached him. It proved to be too much. The Hamad family suffered an even greater loss, that of their beloved patriarch.
My father, he was traveling to Europe to some business trip, and he got the news when he's in Europe. Everything is going like this, and in the end, he died with a heart attack, and it was really very sadly. So everything going down really very fast, very quickly.
The young boy had a very difficult time coming to terms with his dad's death. One day Ahmed had everything, and the next the family was reduced to nothing.
When my father died, I don't know what was the problem. The people screaming at home, and all the atmosphere been, sadly, going down, and I don't know what's going on. What this mean? It died because we always living in very, very luxury life. I mean, we don't really missing anything. It's everything available. Even always our house have a lot of visitor, a lot of family relation coming up and down. And one time is everything is gone.
Life as Ahmed knew it had come to a grinding halt, and times were tough. However, they had to move on. Ahmed's mother sold her jewelry to provide for her children.
It was really hard because sometimes it was really, in the whole house, it was no even food provided for anybody. I mean, really bad. And of course, we have a lot of workers. They don't have the salary, and because they're working with us for a long time and try to help us to be like this. But in the end, of course, it was everything going and reduce till it's finished. And I remember this is my mother. She was selling every single piece of her gold, of her private things, just to covering the expensive to keep this family going and going and going. My mother, she's really a good mother and a great lady, because she cannot read and writing, and she was look after all the 9 children, growing them up there with educated with the right way.
Education was a priority, and with whatever little resources they did have, Ahmed was put through the best private school.
The school, it was private school, secondary school. It was in very famous or very luxury area calling Zamalek in Cairo, what is most of the really rich people going there, and So it was, thanks God, it was still possible for me or for my family to provide the fee, and I've been going there. And actually, I've been accepting for school because the owner of school, he was very good related to my father. So he's always, not pushing hard when we are delayed of the fee installment. I was always going with my father during, the summer holidays. So I got involved in business when I'm really young.
As a young schoolboy, Ahmed felt the need to keep his father's legacy alive and took it upon himself to run one of his father's businesses.
I was not really so good student. I'm not, this academic person, but I was very active. And this time we've been honored one of the bigger casino and swimming pool public. So I was always, running from the school and go to this place and try to keep it running again, and with very limited of facility. When I was running this small business of the casino and this, I was really involved a lot with the cook and the waiter and the cashier, and I was it is in my blood. And I was always when one of these people going for rest 1 or 2 hours, so I do his job with pleasure. So it was really, I love it, and I love to continue it.
After getting a taste of the hotel business, it whet Ahmed's appetite for more. He decided to get a degree in catering. Such a decision was hard for the family to digest.
I was really considered to go to hotel and management. It wasn't hotel and management actually, it was serving and hotel. And it was new, brand or new sort of education in Egypt, and it was, for a big family, is not really proud that you send your son. Everybody looked to be a doctor or to be engineering, but how he said, okay, you're going after all the school to be working as a waiter or what? And said it was very complicated.
Those were trying times financially, and Ahmed was forced to make decisions no one should have to, choosing whether to eat that day or spend his meager earnings on a bus ride home.
I was have very limited pocket money, and sometimes this pocket money, it was given to me to using for transportation and for the daily things what you need to do. You have a sandwich or whatever, and this. It was the final station from Hulwan to Cairo. It was in one place called Bab el-Luk, and this another, maybe 20 kilometers to the place what my institute or my school is there. So I need to take second transportation, what is it's cost very little money, but all the budget what you have is really limited. In the end of the day, you have only the money to allow you to either to take the bus or to walk or to take sandwich. So I always really, sometimes I'm really walk long distance to avoid it or to just keep it, this little bit of the money remaining from my pocket money to have a sandwich. And you walk in between the road and the buses and until you reach the train station to go back to Helwan. And from the Helwan station to my home is another 4 or 5 kilometers to just but we are young and healthy, and it was really not really this big problem as long as you enjoyed it.
Ahmed was well on his way to forging a career in catering. At the same time, Egypt found itself on shaky political ground with Israel. However, the government believed the matter would be resolved in a matter of days. Egypt seriously miscalculated, and the violence escalated into a full-blown war.
The whole country, it was really finished and damaged, and all the army, it was destroyed in 5 days, and it was really big disaster. So they don't know even the economic standard or situation in the country's time is going from bad to more bad, because all the concentrated in only army, all the money, the budget for the government is spent in the army. So the people have no sense to live and no chance.
The youth of the country found itself drafted in the military. As per Egyptian rules, men were required to fulfill 1 year of military service. However, Ahmed and his friends were shuffled into the army for the next 6 years.
When this war started, This everybody they must be there, and all the educated, uneducated, because they are looking for a number of people to fill, the loss or the damage for the army. So they're taking everyone.
As one-time civilians, military life was no picnic. The men found fault with everything, especially the food. Ahmed Hamad brought a different flavor to the bland army kitchen. His culinary skills won him critical acclaim and a full-time job catering for the high-ranking officials of Ahmed's unit.
Everybody complained, the way what you live, the way what you sleep, the toilet facility is very limited, down. And then the end, the food, what it was absolutely, worse. And this has been cooking, for the military, like all other, everything going in one pot and just people. And it was, the rule that every student, 5 people from the student every day, to be involved to the kitchen to just manage, how the food is coming. My group looking after the restaurant or the cook or the kitchen for the student in this day, it was, my day. And I was said, well, what do I need? This is my field. So I want to, the cook is a soldier, and, it's really the way what, prepare the vegetable or do this is something worse. So I went in the morning and said, guy, okay, listen, today we need to do something else. And everybody look at me, what is something else? And so it was quick. So I managed to do it for the boys, really a good meals. It's the same material what using every day. It was like, it's chicken. Normally they cut the chicken with the vegetable, put it in one pot, mix it, and everybody eats. I said, look, today we'll do this chicken whole one, and we do it this way and make it this way. And say, don't have this. No, listen, we make. So it was really big numbers, 3,000 people you cook for them. It was not so easy. Everybody was really happy and appreciated. And they don't know. Everybody talk. Oh, you see the lunch today. The general of the chef of the camp and of the college said, well, that means food could be good, because sir, there is no difference, the same material, the same people, but should be somebody looking after it. So everybody said, okay, we need the same team, but it was not possible. For me with the same team, we can going in the kitchen every day, because we need to be joining the studying and the other course of education for the military. But for me, it was my wish. If they let me leave everything and be involved, and this was the best. So from this moment, I was really known between the 3,000 students, and everybody know Hamad. Okay, Hamad going here. I was looking after the staff, or the official staff mates, but defeating, the big rank or all the other, colleague. And it was also this is only my job. And because I found out that because everybody is away from his home, and it was really in desert or somewhere, this camping there, because it was this time, it was no war or no, people just stand by, and it was take 6 years. So everybody really, of course, love to eat. And I was produce a lot of things, a lot of idea. What is helping me to be completely away from military life? I only do this job. So because, fine, if they miss one inspector or something like me, but everybody is happy for the food, for the the life, and I was always try to use my mind, because of course it's not too much materials. In the end, I found myself that I'm finished this 6 year what absolutely clear. Completely away from the military life. I am in the military life, but I am in the section what only I'm looking after the high level of the rank in my unit, keep him happy, fit him happy, and it was fine. So this make me really very relaxing time. It was not the 6 years, but you are in the army.
After being released from military service, reality hit. Ahmed was returning to a war-torn Egypt, a devastated economy. It was time to make a life-altering decision. Ahmed decided to leave and seek his fortunes abroad.
I'm trying to find some job, and it was really very hard. It was everybody's the same, and I said, well, why not? I need to live outside of the country to try my best. And it was my idea, 1 against 99, because 99 of my friends, of my family, everybody against the idea to leave. I said, there's no reason to leave. For me, it was a lot of, thinking of the future, and I need to do many, many things. I married when I am in the army, in the last year in the army, and it was really hard. I was having, in our big house, we have only 2 rooms down. I was making much as I can to just got married in it, very limited furniture, and of course, for me it was not so easy to get married from her, because also the family want to be sure about their daughter and so on. So, all the things in the beginning. So it was really, before it was myself, fine, you can do anything, but now you are responsible for a wife or for the family, and you need to. This time, I have no car, I have nothing, absolutely no. You can just, because it was very limited salary from the army, you can take it, and just to can covering your life.
Ahmed set his sights on a pearl in the Gulf. The United Arab Emirates was his oyster.
This time, the Gulf area, it was really very virgin and very famous, and this is what the life in. And I said, okay, so some of them, my people said, okay, they need some, labor or some stuff to go to Abu Dhabi for working in hotel and that. So because I was very, involved in hotel things, okay. It was very hard also to traveling from Cairo, I remember, to Beirut, and Beirut it was a war this time. We stayed a couple of hours, we came to Abu Dhabi, and the hotel, it was under, the opening. It was not opening yet. And it was about maybe 20, 25 Egyptian cook, and the general manager from Egypt, his wife from Egypt, and it was really good group. You have, this military life, so whatever coming after is easy, because this military life really is helping you to. So it's the most hard life you can ever, feeling, especially when country like Egypt, with a less facility.
Ahmed Hamad soon landed in Abu Dhabi. Ironically, this Arab faced a language barrier. Everyone spoke in English.
The first, job I was doing, they give me like receiving clerk, in the store. And my problem, because I have not even one single of English language, not one single word. All my education is French, what I mean. And when you come to Abu Dhabi, is everybody speak to English. So I was really learning myself, go to the British Institute, and I hate, to be studying again. But I was never embarrassing to speak, make mistake, and like this. And then I was really, easy person. And that's I tell you, because I was not missing something when I was my child and my life. So I was not looking for any further, I'm living to enjoying myself. And it was going step by step. 4 months later, they've been promote me from the receiving clerk to store, in charge. And about another 3 months, I was like going the accounting section, what is food and beverage controller, what is control everybody under. Then the manager, he was really happy to me, and he allowed me to bring my wife with sharing accommodation. So it was another Egyptian who have one flat, each one room, and sharing bathroom. And it was going fine.
It was Ahmed's wife Fatima's impressive credentials which landed them a job at United Film Company in Dubai. She was appointed as executive secretary and Ahmed the accountant, a job he would come to despise.
When I'm Khalidiyya Palace, I went calling by Shukmana, and I came to see him here in Dubai just to say hello. It was one Friday, and when I met him, I said, what are you doing? I said, well, I work in the hotel. And my wife this time, when she came to Abu Dhabi, she was working as executive secretary to the American ambassador in Abu Dhabi. The offer for her, it was 2,500 for her, and it was about, 1,500 for me as accounting. When I was been to United Film Company, nobody know about my, catering, side at all. And this company, it was just, as I tell you, partner for Sheikh Mane and this Palestinian guy. And the Palestinian guy have very, very open mind. And he was going in business. Dubai this time, it was just start. And I was really hate my job because I have no idea about the accounting and to sitting, in the office, make it, like number work every day. It was disaster. And we've been fighting every day because he asked me to just have some information what it for me. Okay, I really studying and graduated from commercial, but I never, really practice. I have no idea and I don't like it.
Just when Ahmed had finally regained his footing, he slipped and lost it all.
We've been offered to have a flat in Sharjah, like small villa, and we've been working in Dubai. We have a flat in Sharjah and we have no car. So we have every day we're going, this time, of course, the salary is not allowed to go by taxi. So coming, in just like general taxi, what you can go by person, in such, coming the morning, staying, because we're working 2 times in this company. So anyway, I asked him if he can help me to get like loan from the bank to buy a car. And said, fine. We have one colleague in the company, we have a car, he wants to sell it. So I take some loan, I bought his car for me. And I remember it was a Peugeot 304. And I select the car because my wife, my father-in-law, he have the same car. So I said it was just nice to have the same car. And we have the car, we've been very happy, and we found that my wife is pregnant. And she went to Cairo. I don't know what was the reason for went to Cairo for a week, and she came back, the car it was ready. We've been in Sharjah, and she was driving, right? And she was very, very exciting. And I was take her with the car to driving. We've been talking like this, and she need to turn left, and I don't know what happened. So it was very bad. We have an accident, but they never have it. A big trailer coming from the other side, what she don't know it coming, and instead to press the brakes, she pressed the accelerator for the petrol, and we've been completely under the car. And we don't know what's happened. And next day, we find both of us, we are in the rushed hospital, and we really have a big problem. We facing, the car is completely destroyed, and we lost the loan, what is just, and we have the more worst time whatever having in our life.
Ahmed, with grit and determination, was able to pick up the pieces and continue with his life. A new hotel, Al Khayyam, was added to the company's roster, and Ahmed was appointed once again to the dreaded post of accountant. But his heart and soul lay elsewhere.
The one time I went to the hotel, and I saw the hotel, and I feel my life in this place. Again the kitchen, and then the catering again, and then. So I was always spend more the time in the hotel than the office. What I supposed to do a lot of job in the office, but in 1 week or 2 weeks or maybe maximum 1 month, the business in the hotel, been, really improved and created. And I also always, give some advice. So this guy, Sheikh Mane partner, he found that he's really find a lot of, improved in the hotel. And he called me and said, I feel you like the hotel more. I said, of course, this is my life. And he said, you like to stay there? And I said, of course, I like it. And he said, okay, this is your place. Do whatever you like. And really from this moment, my life is starting again. This place, what they're calling Morshid Bazaar or Souq Morshid, they have really have a part of my great memory here in Dubai when I'm started. 20 years ago. And I was managing this small building, what we're calling Al Khayyam Hotel. And I was supposed to coming here for 6 years continuous, you know, from 7 o'clock till 12 o'clock in the night, enjoying my job. But everything here has been changed. Even the traffic direction is coming this way, now it's going this way. Again, the shop has been changed, the souk, gold souk has been covered. Everything here is completely changed really. Even the shop, you know, what we've been doing, many things here now is disappear. Now everything's coming new and something for me, even, you know, really, I cannot recognize it. This is my best friend, and he working with me since maybe we're starting here 19 what, Marwan?
76, and I came straight from my country to the hotel where I meet Mr. Ahmed. And I began to work with him. He was a very nice person. I learned from him. He was like my elder brother. We was all in the hotel like one team, working without taking out time or see now we finish or did not finish. We are working as it's our hotel, as it's our job to do correctly, and we spent many years there, and especially with Mr. Ahmed, he's a very kind person.
The office, of course, it was a little bit bigger than this and, you know, high, but, you know, it was fine. But it is part of my life and part of my heart and everything, it was the same. I supposed to running from here to here, but this, it is Al Khayyam Hotel.
Al Nasser Club came into Ahmed's life at the right time, and he was involved through food, of course. As the club's popularity grew, so too did Ahmed's career.
Al Nasr Club, this time it was in Al Gaddaf here, very small club. Then the idea came from Sheikh Mohammed to build the four sport club here, Al Nasr, Al Wasl, and Al Ahli, Al Shabab. And when they're moving from this club to Al Nasr, they needed some catering for the opening, catering for the players. So because Sheikh Mohammed is the owner for Al Khayyam Hotel, so been suppliers to them. In this time, you know, the Nasr Club, it was really growing and growing. Until Mohammed, you're coming and you're working with me and the Nasr Club. I said, no, come, and we stay. And he appointed me like a manager, administration manager for Al Nasr Club. So I looking at all the club, you know, and the club, it was just, you know, really built and many, many things.
Ahmed, he could cover two, for me, major part of successful in managing any organization. One is the relationship. He had a very good relation with people who was dealing with the club and with his staff. They are close to him, and when you have your staff or your team in a good relation, they deliver more even than what is required from them, and they are more loyal to the organization. And the second thing is the professionalism in organizing his work.
As a manager, he was one of the managers who liked to make his jobs very carefully, and he was following up everything, and he's trying to organize the things the earliest. You know, as a club, we need everything to be organized in the exact time. And he was one of this person who was looking after his job is very good, and he was very keen to keep everything tidy and organized for the club as we need.
I know Mr. Ahmed Hamad since 1978 as he active manager for the Al Nasr Club, and we was as a family working together. He was very hard worker, and we he advised us how to do works, and it's a long time to be, and we was happy to work with Mr. Ahmed.
I was considered at Al Nasr Club as a sport club. We make kitchen, we make a restaurant, we make a lot of things, and it was going. Then I was coming closer to Sheikh Mani. I see him every day, traveling with him everywhere. I was really very good friend of him and good, and I appreciate that. And I really, reserve for him all the help. He helped me a lot. My main business, and it was in the catering, but I've been appointed as the general manager for the club administration. So I look after everything, maintenance staff, look after all the team, what's working out, transportation, buses. So it was really a big organization.
Yeah, Mr. Ahmed was not also the general manager. Also, he tried to make a group, like a family, all the laborers, and not all the staff, and he tried to do all the best for us also. Until now, we are receiving this the benefits, and Mr. Ahmed started also.
Egypt was beckoning, and Ahmed felt it was time to return home.
My children, it was just in the middle age, and it was really, I was also missing my country, and I said, it's not sense to starting to go to any other job, because all my, behind all my capital, it is belonging to Sheikh Mani, and all my old story, because I have like reference. I was working with him and he know me, and to go again to a new job, to find a job and to starting from the beginning, it was not really this much, especially when I working for Al Khayyam Hotel, and it was, I was really make a lot of offer. I was working maybe 20 hours a day. I was really working hard. So it was take a lot of energy from me. Said, that's fine. I was financially, not bad and not great, but I always have a flat in Cairo and I will have a car, and that's fine.
But Dubai would not let go that easy. While Ahmed's mind was made up, others were determined to make him stay. And so began a new chapter in his life as the general manager of Nad Al Shiba.
Sheikh Mani tell me, okay, we're going to make a club and you're going to be in charge about the club and this and that. Okay, man, but where is the club? We'll go to building. I said, no, this is coming, it's coming. So he been go together in the car, and near Nad Al Shiba, what is Nad Al Shiba now exists. It was just a piece of desert. I said, the club will be here and we'll do this, and he have a couple of the engineering, and they said, immediately we're going to start. Before the club opening, honestly, it was not tight, because, I'm just doing bits and pieces for Sheikh Mani, like things here and here, look after, try to manage the kitchen over there a little bit. And it was not many occasions to show what can I do. Till the club open. And when the club opened, it was great for everyone, because it was new for them, new for me, and they've been using a lot. Everybody loved the club, and we've been involved, to select the equipment, to select, the staff, to select what. This time we don't know the club, what will be the capacity, who will be coming, who will be using it, and we will make it really limited in everything. Till the club start, and been really busy. The family, the ladies' day, the children, the Sheikh Maktoum with all his groups. So starting to catering from the club to everywhere, starting to make it, to look for the maintenance for everywhere, and been growing up and up and up. Now the club, it was, 13 years. I was feeling myself like, I am one of the family. I mean, love them like, and I'm respect them like, whatever, because they are too good to me, and they were really very, 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 helping, and I'm loving exactly more even than my family, because it's just almost 15 years. It is pleasure and proud because you are working with the high, the higher people in the country. You learn a lot. Plus, you are too close to the people in their life, and you find out a lot of things what you never found it when you are away. And they are really very, very simple people, very nice people, very friendly. Of course, you cannot comparing the royal family here in Dubai or in the Emirates like any other royal family in the world because these people they're very simple. Whatever he said is not enough. He's the rulers and he's really very generous and very helping and very accepting of the idea.
Ahmed Hamad has nothing but praise for the country's visionary leadership. His Highness Sheikh Maktoum bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai.
I got the nationality for United Arab Emirates because Sheikh Maktoum, he would been just, very, of course, generous to me and one of my colleagues as well. We were working for him. And it was about 6 years or 7 years ago. And of course, this is make a lot of help because they make you all more relaxing and they make you really, this is your country, this is your life. Everything I having in my life, it's in Dubai.
Ahmed has been bestowed the ultimate gift and now feels a complete part of a country that continues to give him so much.
When I got the nationality, I was have the hobby to just open small cafeteria or small restaurant with my son. And after I took the permission of Sheikh Maktoum, of course, to allow me to do this sort of business behind my job, he said, fine, go ahead.
Ahmed Hamad has made his lifelong dream a reality. Yes, it's that restaurant on the creek.
I'm driving to the bar Dubai, and I park my car and walking this Al Corniche area and said, it was all my mind how I was feel in this, all my life business. And I saw the place over there, a small canteen, and there are a lot of people walking in this Corniche, come up and down, come up. And I go around and around and I see this place. I said, oh my God, it was my future things. So I was look around and I found out that this place been hired away to the municipality to somewhere. I mean, like two Indian guy make it like Indian canteen, selling tea and coffee. So I've been working hard really and find out that I took this place from these people with a little bit of key money. I go to municipality and they allowed to give me this one. Then we're starting. And starting step by step by step by step. And thanks God, now we are in the business what is everybody happy with this location and been growing up. It was big fight to put chair, to make things. And I'm absolutely very successful and happy. And as I tell you, now it's only 4 years and we have 102 employees. That I have 102 family is just benefiting out of this small cafeteria. Even the name, I've been selecting myself, and I don't know. Everyone asks me how this name came to you, and I say I don't know. But it was till now. I have the paper what I've been applied to the economic section to give me the name. It was 2-3 names, but it was first priority. It was Fatafit, and it was nobody have Fatafit, so I got it.
The woman behind this man is Fatima Hamad, but she is no silent observer. Fatima is an active participant in Ahmed's success.
My family is my first priority, of course, but of course I'm really appreciate and I'm keeping all the respect to my wife because she's the person behind me and she's helped me a lot. My children, of course, to be honest, we been trying to avoid it, whatever the problem we have in our life to give in our children. So we give him all our facility or our love or our things. I think they are lucky kids been growing up and they appreciate what we done for them.
It's pretty casual. In some respects, quite a traditional Arabic father-son relationships. In many other respects, very untraditional. I think my dad is just kind of a relaxed, easygoing guy, and so that influences the way I relate to him, my friends, my sister relates to him, and that it often feels like we're just hanging out with friends rather than this kind of formal, stiff sort of vibe that you often get with a lot of families in that situation.
I'm happy with my work. I'm really not. I enjoyed my work too much, even right. And of course, that is the normal life. I mean, one day, I need to retire. I don't know when, and I don't know also how. But as long I'm healthy enough, I can do it my job, and my boss is happy with my do it. I'm still do it because actually I'm acting a person, and I cannot staying at home. And of course, if I'm retiring, and I'll try to find some else other thing to make me busy. I said for everyone, you need to be patient and to work. That's it. And if you are patient and work, whatever you are in your mind, you're going to reach in one day.